Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Intechlectual. I'm Emmanuel and this is,
Louis.
and we have a few things to talk to you about today. Starting off with
The title
a
of the
little.
episode, firstly.
No, we're not doing that, Louis, because it's literally just said we're not doing that.
Why not? Are we not calling it? It's called Fashion Geek. Why are we not saying that anymore?
Well, because
Keep it PG. I want to keep this in. This is jokes.
no, because I said, hey, if we title it, but then our honorable mentions isn't nothing to do with fashion, it would sound weird. But if people can see the title, it doesn't matter what we say. We can just like intro and continue on.
I don't think it's that deep at all. I think we could
Alright.
call the title Chicken Nuggets. And
Do you think we can also put the honorable mentions at the back?
no,
It's not that
that's a
deep,
no.
Oh, okay. So it is that deep?
Yeah, the honorable mentions is deep, but the title of the episode is not. Because we're
Alright.
still going to waffle and give our opinions anyway, regardless what it's about.
This episode is titled Fashion Geek because we will be bringing you some fashionable tech news. But before we do that, we have a new segment where we give out honorable mentions. Louis, take it away.
First, honorable mention that we believe should be mentioned and given some detail and thought about is Katherine Johnson, which she was a former engineer at NASA, and she has been very well known for her calculations that have enabled us to achieve spaceflight. Among her many successes, Johnson calculated the path for Freedom 7, which was the plan that put the first US astronaut in space. Her work has also helped land the first 3 people on the moon. And alongside of that, she's had a very long and distinguished career at NASA, spanning 30 years, I believe it was, or it is. In addition to that, President Obama has even awarded Johnson let me get this right, the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015, and NASA also named a facility after her in 2016 called the Katherine G. Johnson Computational Research Facility. It's a bit of a mouthful. So yeah, I feel like you should give Katherine a bit of a look up. I feel like there's a plenty of things in there that you may or may not have known before. Expand your knowledge, expand your horizons. What about you, Manny? Who do you want to give?
Before we do that, we should. Have you seen Hidden Figures, the movie?
Probably not. I don't know.
Neither have I. We should probably see that. That's the task for everybody to watch Hidden Figures.
Is that the one that's based on her or her work or part of her
group,
work?
But yes.
Okay.
It was, I think, 4 scientists that were black.
Oh, okay.
And female. Oh wait, I don't think all of them were black. We should watch the movie.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch the movie and come back.
We'll watch the movie. But we obviously knew of Katherine. Because sadly, she did pass away in 2020, but she was like 102 years old. Yeah,
102?
Yeah.
Damn.
Born in 1917 or 1918, one of those two.
Wow.
But yeah, she lived a long life. That's pretty crazy. She was actually rejected by NASA the first time she applied, I think.
Oh, really?
The second time in, she got in. Yeah.
Is that for reasons we won't discuss?
I don't know the reasons, so we won't discuss. Okay. My honorable mention for this week is Valerie Thomas. And Valerie Thomas is she's still alive, my bad. She's a former associate chief of NASA, space science data operations. She was known for inventing the illusion transmitter. Now, I asked Louis what an illusion transmitter was, like a few minutes ago, and he was like, I don't know. No, you knew. I didn't know.
Yeah, I knew. I couldn't quite describe it, though.
I Googled it, and it's an illusion transmitter. Uses 2 parabolic mirrors to transmit 3D illusions of an object by the use of camera trained on the first mirror, which then sends video signals to a projector aimed at the second mirror. It was invented by Valerie in about 1980. What we now know as 3D imaging was invented by Valerie Thomas. So if you've ever seen a 3D movie, the illusion transmitter is what birthed that technology. So we have Valerie to thank for that. And her career began as a data scientist at NASA, where she was developed or developed innovative computer data systems for satellite operations and control centers, such as the Illusion Transmitter. And later on, she developed that. And she holds a degree in physics from Morgan State University, I think it is. And she has many awards, such as the NASA Equality Opportunity Medal and the Goddard Flight Center Award of Merit. Shout out to her. She's still kicking. She's about 80 years old, I think. So if you see her, dap her up. Say thank you. Salute.
Dap her up. She'd be like, what are you doing? Run, move from me.
Yeah. I think she's probably very kind, honestly. So
yes, I would agree.
Yeah. Don't touch her though, but just like salute from like a distance. Try keep it respectful.
Also, COVID, keep your distance.
Exactly, COVID. Yeah.
And just don't be a bad human being.
Yeah, don't
do that.
Don't put air tags in people's bags.
That's a whole topic. I'm gonna ignore what you just said. Some bait that I'm going to swim past.
But yeah, since it's Black History Month here in the UK, February, some people say.
Why is it a month?
America,
why
listen,
why is it only a month?
We've been shouting out prominent blacks previously, and we're going to continue to do so. But because it's Black History Month here, we will add this little segment in for you guys. But moving on, we won't wait until the next month. We'll be doing it forever. That's what we do. It's always.
That's how we
history,
move.
Black future. It's exactly. Pinterest, Louis.
Honorable mentions. Pinterest. Yeah, let's talk about some Pinterest. So Pinterest. I don't know how widely it is yet, but it's somewhere. Probably maybe the Americas. Pinterest now lets you see pinned furniture in real life. So
wait, did you say somewhere in America?
I think it's in America. I'm not really sure if it's like global.
Pinterest?
No, the ability for you to see the furniture in real life.
Oh right, sorry.
Yeah,
the
feature.
I was gonna say like my mum was using it like a second.
No. I know Pinterest is worldwide. I've used Pinterest before. And so yeah, the feature itself, I think that's maybe in America. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a trial. Probably should have done a little bit more research. But the idea and the concept of what it is it allows you to see the furniture in situ. So it's like Snapchat, for example. Like, you get those filters, and it's got like the augmented reality that you can add things to the picture or the video that's not actually there. Yeah, I think there's a few other. I don't think it's fashion. Maybe it's more like furniture that allow you to do certain things like that
in rooms and stuff. Yeah.
There's been some big changes in augmented reality, which is kind of like what you've probably heard, like VR and stuff like that. But it's more augmented reality is more about what's the word? Like, in itself, like bringing to reality something that is not there. So, for example, in this case, you being able to see a furniture whilst you're pointing your phone at the corner of your living room to see if that sofa looks nice there. Like, that's augmented reality.
Yeah, I remember when I first got my Google phone, there was like the AR room thing. No, the AR room thing, and you could put like cats in your corners to see if your cat would.
That's trippy,
man. Your cat would like to like be in the same room, or like if it would fit on the stand, or like your desks and drawers and stuff.
What do you mean if the cat would fit in your room?
Listen,
what are you gonna do? Get rid of the cat?
Well, as long as you don't kick it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we won't talk about this week's events.
You know what? On that note, no, I'm kidding.
Yo, that wasn't enough what he got for that. Anyway,
what did he get?
It was 250k fine, and West Ham lost their sponsorship with Vitality, I believe it was.
Wait, that's not enough. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, they should just like sack him or something. Like animal abuse, like nah.
All right, but if you bite a human being 3 times in a football match live, what would you get for that?
Oh, you should be sacked as well. You should be told to do one.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't bite anyone. Screw that. Rabies and that, right?
Amen.
Anyway, yeah, back to we diverted. Back to Pinterest.
Reality.
Which I think Pinterest bringing this to life, and also like another topic that we've got a little bit later. My favorite company of all time, Amazon, right? I think this concept of like augmented reality, as well as what some of the topics we've got coming up, can like help bring back certain aspects that's been suffering in probably like the last decade. So, for example, like the high street, certain markets, so to speak, I would say. Like, for example, in the UK, everyone knows about like a DFS sale, right? Like, if the DFS sale ever ends, I think that will be the end of the world. Is DFS still going? I don't even know.
Exactly. I was gonna say I haven't heard about IKEA in a minute.
I think IKEA is doing big things, but I think they're just like screwing away at doing it, if that makes sense.
Apparently, they have good hot dogs. Wait, you've not heard this? I'm not going crazy. People have told me IKEA has good hot dogs.
Just went from like, let's talk about furniture to. I think IKEA
but we're talking about revitalizing or continuing on with like stores that sell physical objects in a now meta world, or an online buying world. So it relates. So they have to do things like sell hot dogs to get people to go there to buy furniture for real.
I've had their meatballs, which are not bad.
That's what I meant. Sorry, the meatballs. Yeah. Not
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. IKEA's hot dogs. Oh,
no, it's meatballs. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's why I was like so confused. I was like, what is this guy talking about? Yeah, meatballs. Meatballs are pretty good.
Attest to this. They have banging meatballs.
Yes, I agree with that. Not hot dogs. I don't. Okay. Maybe they do sell hot dogs somewhere in the world. I don't know. But yeah,
IKEA,
I think that...
if you're listening, anyone who works for IKEA, I've been to IKEA recently. If they sell hot dogs and meatballs, let us know.
Well, they still sell the meatballs. Don't need to know about that. But I guess
okay, if they sell, tell us how you felt about the meatballs, and if you'd rather go to a physical store, have some meatballs, and buy furniture, and guess if it fits in your room or not, rather than using an AR application to see if that said furniture fits in your room, and then going to pick it out, knowing the dimensions of your room, seeing it on your phone, seeing it in your virtual room as well, and then buying it later on. Let us know.
You know what most people do? They go to IKEA that they take measurements of the space they have.
Yeah, but now you have to look for measuring tape. You can just point your phone.
A measuring tape's like a household staple. Like everyone should have a tape measure in the house.
That is true.
Like you probably use it once every 6 months, but everyone should have one. You can get one for like 99p from Homebase, I believe it is. Or whatever.
You know what's funny? As soon as I got a tape measure, because I wanted to get some new curtains, I've been using it like every day. Just randomly.
Yeah, exactly.
How long is this box? How long is my keyboard? How long are we talking about? Let's move on.
We're not gonna. I was gonna say I don't know where you go with how long things are. Let's move on.
How long can I sleep?
How long can you can't measure that with a tape measure? Yes, if you can, let me know.
Yeah.
You want to?
One thing I can let you know of though.
Go on.
Is the Nike versus Adidas NFT battle. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the El Clasico. This is the David versus David, really, isn't it?
David versus Goliath.
I mean, which one's? I mean, they're both big. Pause.
What you want to do? What was the?
No, I'll pause. Like not pausing the podcast.
I was confused. I was like, "What do you mean pause?" Like what? Freeze.
I said, "Never mind. Doesn't matter." But yeah, Nike versus Adidas. Both are getting into the NFT world to try and improve their digital footprints. So what's Nike done? Nike has purchased RTFKT. This was back in December, I believe.
What does that stand for? RTF?
You know what, Louis? I know
ruin
exactly
the full
RTFKT
kit.
It stands for
the creators of virtual sneakers and collectibles merging realities in fashion and gaming.
Doesn't stand for anything. That is their name.
No, it's just who they are.
It's called RTFKT.
Their website's a bit weird. I think after they got brought, they just like deleted the website. I'm not really sure.
Well, yeah, because now Nike owns them, so you know it is what it is. They bought them. So the whole point is to create digital products in the metaverse. I haven't really heard much else from from Nike, except the fact that they exist in that space and you can buy Nike products versus whatever through RTFKT and
RTFKT.
Yes, RTFKT.
Okay.
But Adidas, on the other hand, doing the same thing, no third party purchasing. They've just done it themselves. They've gone out and they're creating exclusive drops. If you don't know what a drop is, it's just the announcement of a limited amount of products being dropped virtually. So if you hear drops, it means like things go on sale, I guess. You know, like there's a hey, at 10 p.m. UK time, H&M will drop the releases of their winter wear. That's exactly
Really?
what it means. Oh wait, what time is it?
Sorry.
Yo, I love H&M. Anyway, so they've bought a Bored Ape NFT. If you know what Bored Ape is, you know what it is. If you don't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're
They've
not
also-
missing out. Don't worry.
But the key thing here for me is, I don't know if Nike is doing this, but Adidas, if you buy something virtually, you can also own it physically. So they'll either send it to you or you can go collect it from a store. So you can own it virtually and physically, and you can like kind of look like how you look like in both
Hang
real
on.
and non-real.
Is the spin you buy it the physical product in real life and then they give you the digital, or is it you
I
buy
think
the
it works
digital
both,
and then
I
they...
hope it works both ways. It doesn't really matter which way you do it.
But I
I'm
mean, like,
guessing it would be physical first.
yeah, I was gonna say if your spin is because, like, I guess for a lot of people, like, if you can't get on the platforms where you would have this virtual, like, for example, like you're saying, if you buy a certain, like, I don't know, Adidas hoodie, right?
Yeah.
Which Adidas, that still stands for All Day I Dream About Sport, right?
Does it?
That's what Adidas stands for, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is.
All day I dream about sports. You're lying.
Nah, I swear it is. I remember like this happening. Or was
Nah,
it something
lying.
that someone come up with and they just
I'm
kind
Googling
of...
this. You're lying.
Yeah, I'm googling it as well. Shit, hear the click clack. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it don't. In before advert plays.
No, mate, the guy's name was Adolf, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it was like made
Adolf,
up.
Adolf Addy Dassler. His nickname was Addy. So I'm guessing at some point the name Adolf wasn't as popular anymore, but you know. So
I wonder what gives that.
Addy Das, because his Dassler was his surname. So no, yeah. So maybe I think someone has just made a nice little jingle or whatever.
That's an acronym, isn't it? When it's yeah, an acronym is when you have like...
I guess.
Bro, my brain is dead this week.
Yeah,
I've got
an acronym. But
Just
yeah,
not
so
remember. So yeah,
that's-
so
that's pretty cool. You can own them in both. Sorry, you going?
I was gonna say, yeah, if that's the point of like, there's going to be a lot of people that can't access these platforms to use their virtual equipment. Like, I think, isn't it Adidas? They're creating the virtual versions of... I can't get my bloody words out. The things that you are creating in whatever virtual reality it is, like, aren't they partnering with, is it Roblox, for you to be able to use it in Roblox?
News to me.
I can't remember. Maybe that podcast. Maybe I'm making up then. Like, if there's not the platforms for people to be able to use the virtual equivalent of what they brought, at least if the spin is you buy the physical item first and then you get that afterwards, you've at least got the hoodie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's like...
that's the whole... I guess that's their point, is you're gonna own it somewhere, both places, and then if there's no platform yet, that will wait until that exists and you can have it there already.
Yeah. It's like, there's no point. Like, I guess there is certain circumstances where you buy stuff that you know you can't have for... Like, for example, I've reserved the Steam Deck. I can't get it for like another like 3-4 months until my allotted slot is, hey look, would you like to buy one now?
Yeah, but I'm guessing the digital version would always be available like straight away. So it'd be the physical one that you might have to wait for.
I don't know, maybe like next day delivery.
No, but like you can still get the digital version straight away.
Oh yeah, okay.
It wouldn't be released if it wasn't available. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Whereas then, yeah, like you might have to wait for your order in real life to arrive. Or vice versa. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're like, hey, this is a new top that exists physically. You buy it and you're like, oh, I want this in the in the metaverse or wherever platform that will exist later on. And they're like, oh, you have to, and that will be released in like a week's time. Or put this QR code into wherever, and then you have this existing in your thing later or something. I don't know. We're all learning as it goes, and it's all new. But owning is important, because if you have something now, especially with drops, they're usually not varied. What's the word I'm looking for here? Limited amount, right? It's a supply and demand, so the supply is always lower, so that can get everything. It doesn't matter, but so they try and limit things to certain numbers, just like real life. You can't create a 7 billion Adidas hoodies. I mean, you could, but if everybody could buy one, then it's kind of like pointless. But also it costs a lot of money. But virtually, you could actually make 7 billion, or you can have 7 billion users have a hoodie each, but they keep them limited to like 100, 200, 1,000, whatever the number is, so that over time, whatever you purchase or own will gain value. And if you own the first of the only hundreds of a top or a shoe, in a year's time, that price might go up. And as we've been talking recently about like NFTs and stocks and whatever, there's that aspect to it as well. Whereas like, okay, cool, this is just attire you wear in the metaverse or in real life, but at the same time, that price would go up, and because it's attached to this new hip standard or concept, that will gain even more towards the valuation, and then later on you might be able to sell it for more, or you just have something that costs a lot of money and you can just hang it somewhere. But yeah, Louis, we need to get into the metaverse. I still haven't been there.
Whoa, hang on. I just had a thought, right? So how do I word this? Like, we talked about this before.
In French.
I can't speak French.
Oh.
Italian?
I can't speak Italian. I can't. You can speak it, but whether I understand you. Sorry, go on.
Okay. No worries. So I think we talked about this before. Maybe it was another conversation I had with someone else. Like, so for example, part of some of the hype of what Adidas has done is they brought the Bored Ape, right? They've put that on is it like a limited edition tracksuit or hoodie or something, or I can't remember what it was.
Something
that they're selling, right? So we know how it's like an image that, right, granted, they've got the exclusive rights. The blockchain explicitly says like this address owns it, and then Adidas can verify it with their keys to say, look, this is us, right?
Yeah.
I could just go get that image and print it on a hoodie myself, right?
Yes, you could.
But when do we start talking about, say, intellectual property? So, for example, like, I could create a pattern of patent. Should I say it like patent, right? I should say it like patent, I guess, instead of patent.
Listen, I
don't know.
Discriminate.
I just can't speak. I say a patent. I can create like a patent of like a brand new way of.
Okay, let's say patent.
Patent, sure. I can create a brand new way of, I don't know, how you can fly. Something stupid.
We could say patent.
Get in the bin. I'm looking for a new co-host. No, joking. So, for example, I come up with a new patent, right? Patent, whatever. Patent. For someone to use my patent, they have to get my exclusive, like, say so agreement, grant, pay me money, whatever agreement we come to, right? When does that come to, say, like, NFTs? Like, for example, I know there's a lot of NFTs out there that are being sold for, like, photography and videography and stuff like that that's been created. So,
yeah,
when can people start making money from it? When can, say, like, artists say, like, hey, look, I've created a one-off song dedicated to my fans for this. You can all buy a part of this or a copy of it. I'm going to sell like 10,000 versions of it or whatever. Like, how
that's been happening.
No, but when do like, for example, when is that going to become a thing for the initial? But like I said, like, not intellectual property, but when is it going to happen that people can make money from it?
People have been making money from it. There's photographers who just release photos as NFT.
No, but I don't mean like that. I don't mean like, oh, you just sell it, right? You create a picture. I'm talking about like, people want to print a hoodie, they need to get your permission or pay you money for using your NFT. Like, for example, like if you want to use a brand name, like, so if you want to use Nike, right, you have to pay Nike money and get explicit permission for you to put Nike on whatever you're making. Like,
Okay, yeah. Or they make it for you, and then they sell it through them, and you get the proceeds that you get.
okay, I'm ignoring that one because that involves you actually going to them. But I mean, like, for example, to use their name's
Can you
patented
do
and
that
they own it. You
without
have
their
to pay them
permission and
money,
then
right?
ask for it? That's my point. You have to like. They're gonna probably want to do it for you. They're not gonna
Oh
say.
no, I'm just ignoring that for the sake of like it's a case of you have to have an agreement with them, whereas that one is like, oh, you've gone to them, which is a bit different.
Okay.
But like for example, they bought the Bored Ape.
Yeah.
If they put that on their hoodie, anyone else can go get that picture from the internet. 'Cause it's just on the internet. When can we see, or when do you think we will start seeing the ability for people to, in what I would call the true sense of owning it, like you can own a piece of land and someone can stand on it and they're trespassing,
I think
right?
music's the better example for you. If someone uses your song in a video elsewhere,
Yeah,
it will show up.
royalties.
Hey, this is owned by Louis. You
Yeah,
have to pay him X amount of dollars per whatever, or whatever money you make, he gets 5%.
yeah, stuff like that. Like when do you think we're gonna start seeing stuff like that for NFTs? Because I feel like that's a big thing that's gonna come. Because when does copyright come into it?
Yeah,
Like
I know
when
what you
when
mean,
do you
because we were on what's it called, Ocean something,
open seas?
Open Seas, and there's been issues where people have just been using pictures from other photographers or just art on the internet and then minting those and then making them their own. And
Yeah,
it's hard to tell because not everybody's popular. Like everybody, there's a million things on there, so it's hard to just like find. Like everything that's popular is popular, whereas like there's a lot of things that nobody knows about. So people are just using images that they found on the internet, minting them as an NFT, and then hoping somebody makes or buys them later on. And then like it's hard to, I don't know, unless you like minted every image you have onto a blockchain, and then there was like a digital signature for everything that exists already. Because music is kind of like that. Like you can't just use a song on YouTube on one of your videos that's known. If you try to put Lady Gaga song on now onto like a random video of you playing football in the park, YouTube would be like, "This is a Lady Gaga song. You either have to take this down, or all your ad money goes to Lady Gaga. Like, make a choice." So
yeah.
I don't know when we'll get to that stage as far as like people printing tops using photos.
Do you think we will?
That's the scope. Don't know if.
I think we should. I think we should because, like, it's no different. Like you just said, like Lady Gaga's worked hard and whatever, people have written the song for her and she's performed it, whatever. Like, she definitely and should earn some of the money, and all the other people that were part of it for whatever percentages that they've all agreed to make that song should make money from it. Like, you shouldn't just be able to use it for free. Surely that's the same. Like you, but then again, would that be for the creator, not the person who's brought it? But then again, people buy like fancy cars and then rent it out to people, and people can drive around their Lamborghini for a day. Like,
you've lost me.
Yeah, the people do that. People like
but connect the dots.
Like connect the dots is in like you've now got an NFT who can you rent out to use it, right? Like art, for example, people buy art, but they still keep it in certain museums or in galleries. Like those galleries pay them for them to display it in their gallery.
Right. Okay. I got you.
So like the same thing for like a Lamborghini. Like you've got 500 million whatever it is to buy a Lamborghini. You've bought a Lamborghini, but you now make passive income off people renting it off you for a day.
I was actually at the Natural History Museum last weekend.
Oi, okay.
The pictures that we were seeing a gallery of, I guess it's nature, like a nature. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Display?
Yeah, but it was like.
Oh, when they do like a whole section.
Yes. But this I forgot the term, forgive me. But so those images aren't available anywhere else. So it's not like, okay, these are images you can just go online and see them. You can't. They're only here, only now. So you have to pay to see these. And then maybe after the illustration, after the exhibition is over, it might be released later on. But as for now, this is the only place you can go to see them. So you're saying, like, there should be, you can borrow or like loan and you can only see these places in a certain place. I mean, these images or these videos and clips, or like certain museums or certain websites can like house art or whatever from other people, and then they get paid via like, hey, we only have your art on here today on this website. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm kind of just like if someone was listening to me going like, what the hell is he talking about? But I mean, like, these are all different avenues that the same concept applies. Like, someone owns it, someone owns the copyright, someone has the royalties from it. When and or if would that come to NFTs? And if it does, what sort of shape and form would it take?
Well, NFTs is very limiting. Cryptography in general and digital signatures is what we're really talking about here, right?
Why is that limiting? Like, I go buy a Picasso, right? I've stuck it on my wall. That's as far as it gets.
No, but that Picasso is signatured via what's it called? Not what do they use? No, you have to like use an X-ray to find like how it's built up. The structure of the image itself is one thing. Then it's marked with not UV light. What do you do to like get UV? They signed them, not Picasso himself, because it didn't exist at the time. But that Picasso is signed, and only certain graders or experts can like prove that it's a Picasso. So if somebody came into your house and said that's not a Picasso, and you'd be like, yeah, it is. It's been graded or whatever, and look, I got this expert to do an X-ray, and it's got the signature that whatever.
Yeah, so the same thing applies for NFTs. Like, it's minted on the blockchain. You can say, look, here's the address. This is where it comes from, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's not the like that. That's the same comparison in different contexts, right? But you said the NFT is limited, but like, why would Picasso not be?
No, but that's my point. We're also talking about Picasso and an NFT. It doesn't have to be online, like digital signatures. Okay, so it's digital, yes, but signaturing can exist everywhere. But now we're trying to get them into more of a digital world. So it's like the same thing, but we don't have to be. It doesn't have to be like in terms of the metaverses or wherever. It can be on any platform, and not everything has to be like crypto. Like the music I was talking about isn't cryptography. It's like DMCA. I don't know how they like actually what technology they use, but it's like sound waves. So they know how the Lady Gaga song sounds, and the way the waves like hit, they can figure out that okay, that's a Gaga song. You can't use this because you're not Lady Gaga or you're not her label.
We don't have the rights to
pay. Yeah. So it doesn't have to. That's my point. Is it doesn't have to be those technologies. It can be the signatures can be of anything. Whereas we're just getting to a point now where like cryptography is becoming the best way to do it, and if it's so it's like. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like going back to the whole thing, like people pay to go see the Mona Lisa. Someone owns it, or maybe a charity or some sort of collection or a museum or whatever. I don't actually know who actually owns it. Someone owns it, or a collective owns it, and they make money from people paying for the tickets to go get it. So I feel like the same concept should be for NFTs, right? Like, granted, yeah, you can make money from buying and selling the NFTs, trading them, whatever, and all that sort of stuff, or even making the NFTs yourself and then selling them. But to me, I feel like there needs to be something else to it.
Okay.
Like being able to make money from it. Like, for example, if you invest in a stock that pays dividends on, I don't know, twice a year or quarterly basis or whatever, you make money from those dividends as what the company pays out as income to you, right? For investing in that stock. If I invest in an NFT, other than selling it for a higher price if I can get that, I don't make money from it.
Yeah, I see your point.
Like, if I buy a Mona Lisa, if I buy the Mona Lisa painting,
I see your point now.
Yeah, if I buy the Mona Lisa,
yeah, okay.
If 100,000 people in a month,
I get you. Look, you got there in the end. All right, so if you buy the NFT, what he's saying is, if you buy the NFT, then what?
Yeah.
Apart from selling it, you can't make money from it. So you're saying I need to loan this out to somebody, so then they can use it however they want.
But not necessarily loan it.
What comes back to me? Let them use it.
Yeah, not necessarily loan it. It's more like what kind of would be in place for it. Like, if it's a picture, cool. How do I make sure people aren't just printing this and knocking it off themselves?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah. Because there's always ways for money to be made, right?
Yeah.
And if you can,
And that's because that's why you own things that are physical, because then you can put it in the showroom. It's like you go to like a Ferrari showroom and it's like, where am I going to go? It's like, oh, the F50 from 1922 is in there. Oh, really? Yeah, the owner of it is showcasing it, and we're paying him like 20 pounds per hour, but you have to pay like
a little bit more.
I don't know what the prices are, but you know what I mean. Like, he owns it. He's letting you see it, and you're going to pay to go see it because you love Ferraris for whatever reason.
Yeah, like you wouldn't go to a Ferrari showroom.
He's driving it home. Yeah.
Yeah, I say you wouldn't go for a Ferrari showroom to look at, I don't know, a pen, right?
It's a Ferrari pen.
I don't know. Maybe I imagine they sell pens.
A Penrari.
Ferrari. Stop. I feel like we should stop talking about NFTs and move on, shall we?
But yeah, let's go back to the real world, Louis. Let's go back to the real world.
The real world?
Yeah.
What, Amazon?
Yeah, Amazons are real. They're like
yeah, my favorite topic. If you didn't know, Amazon is opening a real world clothing store. Wait,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, which it's going to be high tech. And you know what, right? As much as I don't like Amazon, I like AWS. That's my caveat. As much as I don't like the rest of Amazon, I like what this brings, and I'll get to that in a second. But it's called Amazon Style, right? Which is jokes. I think it should get in the bin, but I also think it should stay, and I think it's a good thing. And I'll come to that in a second. The first location of the store will be in Los Angeles, or maybe around there. I might have got the location wrong, but it's like Los Angeles area-ish. So if you're not in that part of the world, tough doo-doos for a while. How it works is you still use the Amazon app, right? And you can scan the items. So for example, like say you walk into like Top Man or whatever your clothing store of choice is, and you see like a t-shirt, and they have, I don't know, 5-6 different sizes, and they're all hanging up, and there's usually like 2 of each size, and you pick out the one that you want.
Yeah, and they're usually like also the wrong ones. So it says large in the label, you pick it out, it's like an XS, and you're like, wait,
can't fit my arm in this.
Yeah.
Whereas this store, there's just like there'll be like one t-shirt or like one cardigan over there. There's a QR code, you scan it, and it's like, oh look, these are the sizes we've got in stock. So whatever it is, and these are the different color variants and whatever that we've got in stock. So that's what you can see right there and then, which eliminates the need for you to like start scrolling through like 15 different t-shirts to find the one that you want.
I love TK Maxx, but if I could just like know, like, okay, I like this top.
Yeah.
But do you have my size? Yeah. If I could know that without having to ask somebody, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be perfect, right?
Yeah.
So that's the one thing is, right? So you scan the code and it's on the app and where it's like, oh look, we've got these sizes, we've got this many in stock, blah blah. Right? Guess what? Right? You don't even pick up the item, right? You just like, add that to cart, right? But you don't have to add it to cart to be like, hey look, let me buy this. Right? You can add it to a cart and you can get it sent to a fitting room. So you can go through like your, I don't know, all the dresses and jeans and whatever people go through in stores, right? Make up your list on your app, click send to fitting room, and some person in the background behind the store or whatever will go squirrel away and get you all that stuff and put it into a fitting room.
Oh, so these are like in the back room, like Argos.
Yes.
But the fitting rooms it's still in the same store.
Yeah, I was going to explain what Argos is for anyone that doesn't know. I mean,
you get a little pen, massive book.
That's the OG Argos.
Yeah, when I say massive, I mean massive.
Yeah, a book that's got like 1,000 pages in or something stupid, and it's got anything and everything you can think of, like homeware, toys, electronics, blah blah. Yeah,
tick box.
you basically you find the item that you want or whatever. It's got a certain code of it. You punch this code into like a little device on the thing, and it tells you if it's in stock or not. If you want that, you write it on a piece of paper. You go up to a till, you pay for it, They then give the receipt to some other person in this back warehouse thing. You kind of wait. It's like McDonald's or like a fast food place. You like see
That's
your
correct.
number on the screen, and it's like number 81 in 5 minutes.
What accent was that?
I don't know. We'll skip past that. And behind the scenes, what you kind of don't see is a massive, like, however many aisles worth of stock.
Warehouse.
Yeah, like a warehouse. But it's not like a full-on warehouse, but it's a warehouse anyway.
Small warehouse.
Yeah, I won't get into specifics. And there's people with devices that they go find where the stuff is and they pick it out for you. And then when it's your time to collect, all your items are on a shelf. They pick them all off, tick them all off for you, bag it up, and you do one, so to speak. That's what Argos is.
This is like combining
Argos
like
with fashion.
a TK Maxx, but it's only one per item. And then once you like the item, you put them in a little cart, and you tell the people in the back to put those the sizes you want and the colors you want into a fitting room, and you go to the fitting room and you try on your sizes.
Yeah. Gents, you no longer have to be the walk-in shopping cart.
Yeah.
Which, that's mad, in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, it goes to a fitting room, which the fitting room's locked, and you have to have a special code, which the app gives you to say, like, hey, look, you can go into this fitting room because this is where your stuff is, blah, blah, blah. But in the fitting room, this is where it gets a bit more mad, right?
Go on. How can it get madder?
They then have touchscreen displays, which allows you to rate the stuff. You can request for like different sizes and different colors.
4 stars.
Yeah, and you can also see like if it's got different sizes in it. So, for example, if you picked up a medium, but I don't know, it's been Christmas and you put in a couple of pounds, yeah, you need a large.
Everybody.
You can request and do updates and whatnot. So, for example, like say there's an awesome style, you're like, if this was in like navy blue, this would be the money, but it's not, so I'm not going to buy it. You can just give a little feedback, and maybe they've probably got something in the background that will work out when it's got navy blue and email you like, you want this? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Then in addition to that, they're also introducing their like palm scanning, which they're calling Amazon One. So you can like scan your palm and pay for your stuff. Like obviously it would be like linked to your account and the default card.
Wait, go back. Hang on.
Go on.
A few steps. No, like the palm thing. Just say it again.
So
QR code on my palm.
No, not QR code. Just your palm. Like your normal, like everyone's fingerprints and like layouts of your palm
print becomes a digital signature.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like your face is, like your eye is, like your fingerprint is. It's a biometric identity unique to you.
Why not my fingerprint? Why my palm?
Well, your palm is bigger.
Okay.
There's more data points for you to collect and verify against.
Isn't the fingerprint the most complex like architecture in the human body though?
I think so.
So wouldn't that be a better?
Well, I mean, if I was going to say, if you're going down that route, you might as well just like give them a bit of saliva and work out what your DNA is.
Fingerprints for everything. Why are we now using palm prints? But I digress. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. They said palm prints is, I guess, it's the first. I don't know. But yeah, called Amazon One. You can pay during checkout using your palm, which is kind of mad. We're all doomed, but we won't get into that.
Amazon will be at the palm of your hands.
Stop it. That was not a joke in your prime.
That took me a second. Touche.
I'll have to watch back the video for that. Which one thing I like about this is, there's two things which I really like about this. The first one is it will also give you the ability, like what you've brought in the store, you will have the ability to see what you've purchased in the app or like online. So for example, you go to a store, right? Say you go River Island, you buy a nice pair of jeans, like, these are awesome, you're loving them, whatever. You then go do your business for like 4 months and you rip them. You're like, no. But you've got a busy life, right? You can't just be like swanning off to River Island any time of the day whenever you want, right? So you look online, you're like, all right, let me buy these jeans. And you're like, crap, what did I get? Did I get this style? Did I get this style? Like they look the same. I can't tell which one's which. Like because the jeans themselves don't have like a unique code on them. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes they do. I think ASOS clothes do. Like,
I was
there's a lot
gonna
of
mention
brands.
them, but yeah.
ASOS is mad. We'll comment on them another time. But like, you're like, well, which ones was it? And it's like crap. And unless you've got like a receipt or something for you to be able to be like, oh, but if it's like 3 months later, you probably don't have that receipt. But knowing what you brought in the store and then being able to see in your online history, like bridging that gap, to me is just awesome. Not because it's Amazon, but it's
Just
awesome.
the concept in general, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
also why places like ASOS are good, because if these jeans are fitting me perfectly for 2 years, then I outgrow them or they wear out. I'm just like, wait, hang on, go back to my history. Is that still available? Yep, buy that again.
Which, like, in
Can you
my
imagine
opinion,
back in the day, like you couldn't find the jeans you bought 5 years ago.
yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. It's like, yo, do you guys still do those jeans? What jeans? The ones from 5? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, or they've like they're new to the store and they've only been there for a year.
it's
They're like,
I've
I
been
don't know
here
what
for
it
2
was.
weeks, mate.
Yeah, which that's the first reason why I like it. It's like bridging that gap of like, hey, where were these jeans? Oh, it's in my orders. These are the exact ones. Buy now, right? It's the first thing, which is not a concept I've ever seen before. I'm happy to be corrected if other companies do that.
Wait, what concept?
Like you buy clothes in the store and it's reflected online, and I'm ignoring ones that have like reward cards.
I was gonna say, yeah, places with reward cards.
Yeah, like for example, like I know if I go to Tesco's and I buy, say, a sandwich, for example, if I use my club card, when I go to order online shopping, like my food shopping,
yeah,
it will say, "Would you like this again?" Like, and it would be like the sandwich because it knows I bought that in the store.
yeah.
But for clothes, I don't think I've seen that before. Anywhere, like any brand.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So that's the first thing why I like this.
What's the second thing?
I like the concept. I don't like what Amazon's doing. I just like the concept. And the second thing that I like about this is, I think this can be the comeback for the high street, which it's a bit of a mad one, and it's a bit of a far reach. But I think this will allow companies to come back with their physical presence, the ones that have suffered a lot because of the shift of online purchasing, which a lot of the stores, I feel, I'm probably completely misinformed about this as well. Like, I would happily listen to anyone who's actually been at the forefront of this and have suffered it, whatever, to give us their opinion or their experience, not opinion. I feel a good portion of these companies, they didn't quite have the online presence. Like, there's a few categories, like either they didn't have like an online presence, so people weren't buying from them at any like time of day. Like, they can't just scroll to an app or go to a website and buy something.
Yeah.
And then there's another category of they have an online presence and the online presence has boomed, so like now the stores have died. Like, not many people are going in. And then I think there's another category where some of them just wanted to cut costs and was like, screw it, we'll just go online, we'll get rid of the stores. But I think this whole concept of bridging that gap between the online presence and the physical presence is something that's been needed for a long time.
Yeah. Just being able to try on clothes was underrated a lot, I think.
Yes.
Like, I was a firm advocate for making everything go digital, but then it was like, there was one time where I bought like 5 jeans in the space of 2 months, bro, that none of them fit me. Yep. And I was just like, if I could, literally all it would take was one day in a fitting room, and I would know like which one fit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
mad, right?
So that aspect of these things are still physical, so something physical has to exist. It has to exist. Imagine
you're at work, you need some new jeans. Imagine you can add things to a basket, not even leaving work yet. You can book it to be in a changing room for you to try on at your lunch break. You could have like 5 different pairs.
Yeah, that is true.
Like it kind of, like, for example, like you wouldn't randomly, what's the word? You wouldn't go to the high street because you don't know if they're going to have it. You have to get to the high street or whatever. You can't do it on your time, or I guess you could, but it's a bit more convoluted. But if you know you can book it for, I don't know, 12 o'clock, that's when your lunch break is, there's going to be 3 pairs of jeans waiting for you in the changing room, fitting room, whatever you call it. I guess changing room, same thing. If it's just chilling there for you, in and out, 15 minutes, brought it all, not brought it all. You know what does work or doesn't work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, small things like that, which I think all would add up and overall make the comeback. I guess. I don't know. I think there's a lot of move to the digital age, and obviously the pandemic hit as well.
Yeah, infrastructure, like you have to be big enough. I don't think Amazon's the only like player that can pull this off. There's obviously other big conglomerates like Zara and H&M they're like 2 of the biggest retailers in the world. So they probably have the infrastructure to put this in as well. But would someone like BHS or New Look? Do you know what I mean?
But why would they not?
No, I mean,
like that. I'm just being like the devil's advocate. Like, why would you not? Against
also, would they want to? Because they've kind of been absorbed by ASOS anyway. So again, it comes back to your point that you mentioned. Like, does a CEO want to make life easier or harder? Like, if you can just sell everything through Amazon and you're making a profit, just keep doing that. But if you want to have a physical store again, and that matters to your ethos or your selling point, or you think you can make more money that way, then it'll come down to that.
Yeah. I mean, I've waffled a lot on this, but I think at the same time, spreading the idea of it and like, I guess it's like an enabler for people out there to like think outside of the box. Like Amazon were like, hey, look, we was a bookstore. We branch out into many different concepts now. Categories, I guess. I don't know how you'd classify it, but it's like where there's a will, there's a way, right? So instead of people just saying, "Oh, the high street's dying," it's like, right, what could possibly be done to bring it back, rather than just keeling over and letting it die. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's got to be a want and demand for it as well.
Exactly.
And I think at the end of the day, we're still human beings. We like things that are physical because we are physical. So the nature of it is, I don't know how to like word. We want them because we need them.
Yeah.
Or one of them. Pick one. Either one. One of them is true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure more will come out when the store comes out, and we can probably go over it in a bit more. I mean, I've gone into a lot of detail, but imagine probably different things to cover.
What's the ETA for the Los Angeles?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think it said. I think it's coming soon.
Coming soon?
I'm not sure.
Tomorrow, Louis.
I could be lying. It could be out by now. Who knows?
We shall see. Speaking of waffles, Apple Watch.
Waffles.
It's like a waffle on your phone. I mean,
Apple waffle? Waffle apple.
It's like a waffle on your wrist, right?
You know those interesting food combinations, the ones that are like really weird and stuff? Have you apple waffle? Like apples in your waffle.
Well, first of all, what is a waffle?
A waffle?
No, but like, what is it? You use like pancake batter, right?
Yeah. I was like, where are you going with this? Like, is he being
foreign to put apple sauce or like an apple flavored something or fruits in general? Because you put strawberries on top of waffles, so apples wouldn't be too foreign.
Americans put chicken on their waffle.
That is true.
That's probably me being very stereotypical, but it's
no. That is they do.
Canadians with syrup, maple syrup, right?
Syrup's normal though, right?
I guess
you put syrup on your pancakes, no?
I don't.
Or honey?
I don't really have pancakes, so I can't.
Dressing. What do you mean you don't have pancakes?
Because, look, I don't even have pancakes on Pancakes Day. Maybe I should change that.
Wait, when is that? Isn't it February?
It's near the end of the month, isn't it?
February what?
It's Pancake Tuesday. It's never a date. It's just Pancake Tuesday. I think it's like the last
Tuesday. It's not every Tuesday in Feb. Pancake Day. It's Louis' mechanical keyboard.
Chick, chick,
March
chick,
the
chick.
1st. It's not in Feb.
Oh, is it always Shrove Tuesday? Is it always the first Tuesday of March then?
No, it can't be.
Shrove Tuesday is the day that precedes Ash Wednesday and is therefore the feast before beginning Lent.
So when's Ash Wednesday?
The Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday is a Christian holiday and prayer fasting. It's preceded by Shrove Tuesday and falls on the first day of Lent. So when's the first day of Lent?
Lent is always so many weeks or days after something else as well. Right? Like, for example, Pancake Tuesday next year is February the 21st.
Lent is...
I think it's how many weeks? I don't know. Anyway,
Wait.
Apple Waffle. Go back to Apple Waffle.
No, when is Lent?
When is Lent?
I lent someone something and I need it back.
Remember it. Yeah, that's what Lent is. When do you define where Lent is? Begins on Ash Wednesday.
We know that.
Yeah, but where how do you define when? And in the 7th week before Easter.
Okay.
But when when you define Easter?
Yeah. So it's usually like the end of Feb, beginning of March.
Yeah, kind of. Wait,
Alright.
isn't Pancake Day usually 1 week directly after Valentine? No, that's wrong because if it's this year, it would have been on
That's
the
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Monday. This
Yeah.
episode will be released on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Oh, we should have done some. Nah, screw that. Anyway, Apple Waffle. Go back to that. We diverted a lot.
Apple, you know the brand.
No.
They make watches and they make bands.
They make a lot of things.
And because it has been Black History Month, this might have been released actually last October, I'm not too sure. But they created a new band, a Black Unity band. So they made one last year, but they've re-released a new one this year with a new design. And it's actually quite cool. But I you see, Louis, when I first saw this year's one, I didn't know really much about last year's one. All I saw was the description. And I realized there was a lot missing from the description. It just said something along the lines of, one of our Black employees made a band. We're selling it now for 90 quid. And that's it. And I was like, wait, hang on. That's it? So I looked at the red band. The red band, if you don't know, is the one that
Product Red.
proceeds to COVID. Sorry?
So Apple have always had this like weird thing of like it's called Product Red,
Yes.
which is like they do like special editions of certain things. So like a red iPhone, for example.
Yes, and they used to do red laces back in like the early 2010s for football, and that used to go to proceeds to like African charities. I remember like Drogba was wearing them, and then actually I think I did get some. But anyway, so and on that one, they specified like, hey, if you buy this, proceeds go towards COVID related charities or proceeds this year, because it's usually a charity related to something that's happening in the world. And then the LGBTQ band as well, the Pride band I think it's called, they specify there of all the charities and all the organizations and communities that they support, and there's a nice lovely list. And I was like, yo, why didn't the Black one have a list of names or proceeds going towards it? So I was like miffed, right? But then did some research, went back to last year's one, and then last year's one had a list of organizations that are related to equality, Black Lives Matter, that sort of org, and a nice extensive list. So then I was like, hang on, why did they cut off naming organizations or who they support? Like, why was it no longer clear? And it's just weird. Like, you see that a lot with some companies or some places. They either sell things just to sell things, but then either forget to try to show support or like, you know, specify how they're actually helping, or they just don't. They just tick a box like, hey, did we do something for this month? Cool. Do something for Easter, do something for Black History, do something for LGBTQ, do something for this other organization or this other
Yeah.
impoverished group or whatever. And it's always like we as consumers should hold like companies accountable, even if they did it in the past. Continue to do it. Like, I need to know that my dollar is helping this cause that you're using the colors of. And if you did it last year, do it this year. If you don't do it, start doing it. Because there's a lot of like brands you see, like they just pop up like, oh, we've got this like Black History thing, or even Christmas. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, it has to, if you're gonna like try and push an agenda or try show that solidarity or help or causation, I need to know where the money's going. I need to know who it's helping. Who's the artist that designed this? You can't just tell me it's an Apple worker that's Black made this. Like, who is he? Who are they? Who's she? I want to support them. This is a really cool like art. Like, how can I buy more of their art or do whatever with it? Like, what organizations, what communities are you supporting? Like, who inspired this? Like, where is this going? Where is it coming from? Don't just like color a watch band and sell it and that's it. I need to see more.
You know what, right? I feel like, so this one specifically, like you said, like a Black employee inspired it. Bloody words out. I know they do a lot of bands. Do they have other ones for different like sort of causations that have they done the same thing, or do they not detail?
The LGBTQ one is the only other one, and the red band is the only other one that they kind of like detail what they do. But they did do it last year.
But
my issue is why didn't they do it this year?
The ones this year, did they detail ones say like the LGBTQ?
I don't know if they released one this year.
Let's have a look, because that's really weird. Like, why would you do it for like one but not the others, right?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, we know why. But
all I'm saying is some companies like to keep their money and distance themselves from certain things that may have riled up certain peoples to appease and to keep their customers happy.
So the Pride Edition,
if one day it's popular to celebrate something, but then somebody says stop celebrating that, the next day they'll stop.
So the Pride one, which is 99 quid as well, which I imagine come out somewhat recently, because if it's the newer version,
these are the Gen 4, I think, right? Are the Apple Watches?
It seems like it is. I don't know. That one specifies Apple is proud to support LGBTQ advocacy organizations working to bring about positive change, including N Circle, Equality North Carolina, Equality Texas, Gender Spectrum, GLSEN, the Human Rights Campaign, PFLAG National Center for Transgender Equality, SMYAL, and the Trevor Project in the US, and ILGA World internationally.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and
someone took the time to write that.
Exactly.
Right? Someone agreed that, like, you don't just have a product and someone just writes something, it just goes live. It has to be approved and what's the word?
Approved.
Yeah, approved and signed off to say, yeah, this can go live, right? Why would they not do the same one that's supporting all of the different organizations towards racial equality and justice?
Yeah. It's
like we're not trying to jump to conclusions, but it has to like tick in your brain, like, was that just an oversight, or is
especially if it's been done before? This is very like, if you've done it before, then there's a reason why you haven't done it this time. I'm not buying that watch. That's all I'm saying. That band. And the funny thing is, that looks a lot cooler than the one before that. The one where they did state, wasn't as like this new one. It looks a lot nicer. But if you're not gonna tell me where my money's going, and it's worth more as well, so it's like, all right, so this is worth more, but what's it really worth?
You know what's even worse? Like, listen to the wording of this. Designed by Black creatives and allies at Apple to celebrate Black history and culture. Black creatives and allies. What does that mean? is that someone they hired who says they are clued up and is involved in that, and now they can then associate themselves with that.
Yeah.
That's a mad one, right?
And inspired by Afrofuturism, like give Akon something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Inspired by Akon.
you can bring Akon in and be like, "Yo, you're literally doing Afrofuturism. You've built an Akon city, or you're building an Akon city. Like, you are the definition of Afrofuturism. Nah, like from what we can see. Like, do a deal with him. Like, yo, do you want to? I don't know. Do you want to design this watch and then also showcase your city, not just some fantasy philosophy and some like tag words that make sense, but I don't see anything notable here. Anything like more tangible is the word I was going to use. But yeah, it's just motivational, I guess. Do you feel motivated? I don't feel motivated by this. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like, I go back to my point I said before. Like, granted, it could just be an oversight, right? But then, when does one oversight become too much of an oversight?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, how many oversights become too much of an oversight? Like,
just to me, it doesn't matter anymore. That age finished, right? We did that. We did the marching and the kneeling last year. So this year's just color it red and green and black. Should be all right. Also, it's recycled, Louis. 16,000 recycled pieces. That's good for the environment. Another box ticked there.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this in one of our early podcasts. Like, I think Apple fell off when Steve Jobs died. Like, it went to a different shift, and it's not the same company that I would plow money into. And since then, I've gotten out of the Apple ecosystem. Granted,
out.
I've still got a couple of Apple products which I've had for like 5-6 years, which are still working, so there's no point in me replacing it, so to speak. But like, for example, I no longer have an iPhone. I've got the Pixel 6. So yeah, I won't buy another Apple Mac, and I won't buy an iPad. Unless I want to change careers and become an artist, which I can't draw for crap, so I won't do that.
Yeah. Well, we say that to say, if you do want to support causes or causations, movements, and communities, don't look at your biggest companies that already sell stuff to you. Find people, organizations that are of that culture or that belief or that movement, and buy from them, support them, invest in them, because you know it's going to them.
Yeah, if they've taken a few seconds to truly understand what they're honoring and recognizing. Like, for example, like, when you check out on certain stores or like PayPal and stuff like that, it's like, oh, would you like to donate a quid to the Red Cross or whatever, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
We all know what the Red Cross does and what it stands for because it's been around for decades, right? Why? This is how this becomes something that has been around for decades, is people taking the time to understand what's going on. Like, when the Red Cross first came out, people would be like, what's this? Do you know what I mean? And then there become a point where there was more and more uptake of people spreading the word and, I was going to say propaganda, that's not the right word. Like media coverage, etc. And now it's become a thing like, oh, this is what the Red Cross stands for. So now if someone puts their association to the Red Cross, you kind of understand what it's going for. So yeah. Take the time. Have a little look-see.
All I'm saying is buy from Black businesses or buy from LGBTQ plus businesses if you want to support those businesses or those movements and cultures and groups and communities.
I take it one step further and just say buy from small businesses.
Yeah. But like, yeah, if we're being specific, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But if we're being general, then yes. Both things are true.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is as well, right? Like, partially also fueled by the pandemic, a lot of people are suffering in many ways. especially small businesses. But also, like, you probably aren't going to get the same customer service from a smaller mum and pop shop than you are with like a massive conglomerate like Amazon. You just get put through to a customer service like, oh, is it broken? Yeah, sorry about that. We really apologize. We won't change our ways, but bye. Do you know what I mean? So, who knows? You might end up having much greater experiences all around. Better quality of life in that.
Yeah. Also, back to your Red Cross thing. I swear I read somewhere where like Haiti didn't see all of the 500 mil that we raised to the Red Cross.
No, and do you know
So
why?
that'd be
Because
big.
there's a whole bunch that goes like, so like I think a portion of it would get sent to their government as like monetary value, but obviously they won't use it for what it should be used for because there's more corruption and whatever else going on. I don't know. I guess you could probably look into the more detailed specifics of what's going on.
I'm just saying question everything at this point.
Oh, you should always question everything, regardless. Why is the sky blue?
It's not.
I want to know how many people were like, what do you mean? Just heard that. And the moon's made out of cheese, right?
Louis.
I'm just saying, the moon's made out of cheese. Telling you. Or what was it? What's the other? I'm just going through like other mad things people say, like the Earth's flat.
It's not flat.
It is flat. What do you mean? The Earth is flat.
No, like I was gonna wait. I tried to disagree with you to be wrong, but I just realized I said the right word.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it is flat in some places.
I can't believe that. I think all of the conspiracy theorists who have been like the Earth's flat, they've done and spent money trying to prove it's not flat, and all they've proved is that it's round.
Yeah. Wait, isn't it true that if you actually stood on like a really flat surface, you'd like feel weird?
What?
Like, if a surface was truly like perfectly flat, you like your body wouldn't be able to like. I don't know. It'd be like weird.
I'm not sure.
Let's make that up.
Possibly.
Let's summarize then.
Let's summarize. Want me to do
Shout
something?
out Catherine Johnson and Valerie Thomas. And if you've got money, you should invest in black businesses and LGBTQ businesses and not buy it from companies that are trying to pretend that they care. On that bombshell, Louis, close it out.
Close it out. This has been episode 7. I'm Louis.
It says blah, 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 though. Why did you...
Bro, I copied and pasted your...
You're going to have to bleep that.
I copy pasted your thing. You said just leave it as blah 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 and we'll say as it is.
Okay, yeah.
So this is episode 7. Louis, join with my co-host.
I'm Emmanuel.
Yes, this one is called Fashion Geek.
I could have been Fashion Weeb though, but we'll go with Geek.
Yeah, we'll go with Geek. If you want to follow us on Twitter, that is at Intech_lectual. So our normal name, just underscore between the tech and lectual. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, that is just at Intechlectual, no underscore, just one word.
Support us by subscribing to the Anchor, and we're available in everywhere, pretty much. Someone asked me yesterday, like, where can I listen to your podcast? And I was like, what do you use? And they're like, Spotify. I'm like, yep. So
Spotify, Google Podcasts,
yep,
Apple
everything.
Podcasts, and
if we're not there yet, and you want us to be there, we'll be there.
What's the other one? Google Podcasts.
Google, Anchor, Spotify.
Yeah,
Apple.
Anchor, by the way, Anchor is just like Google. You can just go to the website and just click play, and you can just listen to it.
That's true.
So in your browser or whatever.
Yeah. And Apple.
I think you have to log in with Apple, don't you?
No, you don't.
I don't know. Really?
Yeah, no, you don't. Well, I just meant we forgot to mention Apple, but yeah, that too. You don't.
No, I said Apple.
Most of my podcasts on Apple Podcast because it was the easiest, until Google started like actually making their thing properly as well.
Yeah, I mean the Anchor link is just anchor.fm/Intechlectual. The links will be on Twitter and Instagram as well, so you can click on our profile and just see it.
Actually, we're gonna start posting more as well. So get on those socials. So the ones we mentioned before.
Yeah.
We'll post memes and stuff.
All right. This has been episode 7.
Clips. Some TikToks, Lou. We need to do TikToks.
No, okay, we're ending it.
I need you dancing, mate. I need you.
No,
to do the latest
this
TikTok
is done.
dance. We'll get a Doja Cat video. I mean,
should we make it into an NFT?
Yeah.
Can you mint?
To Doja Cat?
Can we mint a TikTok?
I don't know if we can, but it will be mint.
No.
On that.
Like I said earlier, mate, it's not your prime.
It's not your prime. Take care. Have a good week. Have a good pancakes. Wait,
no, it's like 2 weeks. We'll probably drop an episode or 2
All
before then.
Just have a good week, innit?
No, happy Valentine's Day.
Louis, you're triggering me.
Bro, if no one got you a card or flowers, whatever, love from us too. Love yourself. That's the most important thing.
You know what? I'm going to be in the... Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Happy Black History Month in the UK.
Yep.
But it's all day, every day, all year.
No, it shouldn't be Black History Month. It should be just every day's Black History.
All right, in that case, it shouldn't be Valentine's Day either. Love your partner forever.
Yeah, you should show them love and affection every day. It shouldn't be bloody...
Exactly. That's my get out card.
One day a year. Imagine that, like 1 day a year you have to show the other person. Nah, it's mad.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So yeah, just enjoy life. Take care.
Bro, this is the longest outro we've ever done.
It is, but just hang up.
All right.
Cut it.
Bless. Bye.